Well, good evening. I think we're working here. Link has been posted at the bench. Let me get the studio open. Studio. And we'll see how many people we got watching and waiting. And we want to go, got to open this up. And content. And live. And then turn this on. Save. We have 0 views, so ain't nobody watching. Customization. Live chat replay. Yes, save. Okay, let's go back this way. And we want to go back once more. And we'll open this up. And now I can see that we got 10 current viewers. Oh, God, you guys are fast. All right, this is our normal Monday night meeting, Monday, Friday meeting, whatever. Haven't done anything on my project. Tonight, I'm going to, while the meeting goes on, I'm going to cut these tank ends and get those tanks glued together. The first thing I need to do is fix my cutoff wheel here, because this is not going to be good. All right, we got 13 viewers. Hit the link, come on in and talk to me, because it's tough to talk by myself, but you're more than welcome to watch what I'm going to do. We're going to fit these tanks. That way I can deliver it to Mark on Wednesday. He's been waiting. Let's see what we got here. If this is gonna work. I think that's too big. Okay, where are the cutoff wheels? This one here don't want to work. There he is.
Hey, Robert.
Joe Gilbert.
How you doing, young man?
I'm all right. The famous Joe Gilbert.
Not famous, but
about 60,000 views worth.
60,000 views. That's funny. Shoot, what you working on?
Well, I'm building a foamy. I'm gonna put this foam wing together.
Gotcha.
And
good show.
And I'm fixing these carbon fiber tanks. I got to get these end caps cut out and put together.
What are those square things with the holes in them? Are those molds?
No, it's called a 1, 2, 3 block.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, it's a machinist tool. I got several of them.
I see that.
It's used for setup. It's 1 inch thick, 2 inches long, 3 by 3. So it's 1 by 2 by 3.
Yeah. Okay.
They got threads in them, and you can screw them down to a setup table, or maybe screw them together, or whatever you got to do. So this is 2 inches tall here. Just different uses. They're at perfect 90 degrees.
Right.
They use them as squares, weights.
Sure. Handy little rascals for lots of stuff, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping I can find a cutoff wheel. I was gonna buy some at Harbor Freight today. There's Steve Smith. Steve Smith, wake up. You're not
Yeah, I'm here.
okay. Hey, when you're flying, would you rather wear earmuffs or an earpiece?
I don't know that it matters.
Well, let me show you what I got here.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
I
Hello,
copied.
Joe.
Hello, Stephen.
How are you?
I'm okay.
You and Colleen all
here.
recovered from 2 weeks in Muncie?
Yeah, it was a good 2 weeks. So I really had a good time, Steve.
So did I. So did
I
I.
enjoyed the whole 2 weeks.
Now I can go to Harbor Freight and get a headset and put this microphone setup in it, or this is an earbud, and it doesn't even have a thing for over your ear. It just fits into your ear and plugs into the box here.
Oh, wow.
I just figured out that I hook my phone to this and I can play music while I fly too.
Oh, cool.
That really
Bob wants to wire me up so he can yell at me while I'm flying.
There's some training benefit could come from that, I do think.
Well, look at what La Zhang or whatever her name was. Shit. I stole it from them.
Well, you stole the idea, not the equipment.
Right. The idea. I got their flag though.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Wow. You gonna hang that outside your front door?
No.
Annoy the neighbors?
No. We got it's a motorcycle communication setup.
Oh, okay.
I had never thought of that. Because back in the 90s, I had FM Radio Shack set up.
Uh-huh.
I see that you're wearing a set of earphones there, and I was thinking about going to Harbor Freight for $3. I can get earphones. You stick this on the side of the earphone, and then put these inside, so you got stereo.
Oh, wow. Either way, it doesn't matter. We could try it the way it is on Wednesday.
All right.
It's going to be hot.
Yeah.
How's it down in Tulsa?
It's unbelievable bad. It's only 95 degrees, but it felt like 105, they said today. It was just, the sky's white with moisture so high. It's just
man.
gruesome bad.
Yeah, it was actually up to 100 here.
Perfect
Ooh.
meeting weather.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got to go out early. Otherwise, you're going to roast out there.
Perfect.
Ever since I ran scores at the Worlds, came back home and started walking every morning.
Have you? Good for you.
Yeah, getting up early and going around the block a couple times.
What do you consider early? 10?
No, I got my alarm set for 6:30.
Oh,
I've been
That's
up
early.
before 7. And then I usually get done with the walk between 7:30 and 8. It's only about a half hour.
That's all. That's plenty good. I was out in the yard throwing gliders this morning at 7:30. I've been building some little gliders and tossing them out in the backyard.
Oh,
We got an acre. We got an acre, and you can throw toward the road. And people's out walking. I'm out chunking gliders. Dumber. Something wrong with me.
Nah.
you're not chucking them seeds, are you?
No. One of the guys at the airport got a bunch of SIG 36x3 airfoils made. And he gave them to me, so I've been cutting them and sanding them and building some gliders. Just if I can get them flying up, the kids can take them to the model field and we can shoot them with rubber bands, just for fun. It's kind of fun watching a glider glide. I mean, man, it just simplicity of that is kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know, those free flight guys are excellent modelers.
They are for sure.
You have to be,
Yeah, they have to. You have to learn how to trim an airplane.
right.
I don't know what's going on with Gary. He was in, then out, and
Well, I'm trying to get my camera to work and it won't work.
oh, okay. We can hear you, but we can't see
Yeah.
you.
I don't know what's the matter with the thing.
It's inside your computer settings. You got to get a 12-year-old over there to straighten it out.
Ain't
Yeah.
that the truth?
Well, my son can do some of it, but he don't know Zoom. He use Zoom, so
Can you Zoom with him? Gary,
what?
can you talk on Zoom with him with their camera?
No, I don't think so.
Now there you go. So it's not in the Zoom program, it's in the computer.
It's my video is grayed out.
If I was there, I probably could fix it, but there's no possible way that I can attempt to fix it over there.
Well, it give me I can either use it through my computer or a spatial thing. So I tried the spatial this tonight, and then it still didn't work. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
I got a question for you, Sparky.
Okay, I got an answer.
Okay, putting your planking on the wings. Last night when you was doing, I was thinking, you want if you got 4s and 6s pound wood, you put a 4 on the right wing and 4 on the left, and 3 and 3 or whatever to keep it equal for
No,
both
I
wings.
put the heavier ones to the outboard side, so you have to use less.
Oh.
You can use less wingtip weight.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe I did hear you at one time say that. Okay.
And make sure you use hairspray before you put the glue down.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten, Bob. What was the hairspray for?
It prevents the epoxy from soaking into the wood using too much epoxy.
Oh, which I did anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You use 1 ounce of epoxy for both wings, so ½ ounce. It's a ¼ ounce per panel.
I'm sure I used more than that.
Now I know you did.
Yeah, you were watching.
Someday you'll get that done.
Yeah.
$28, $26. That's what Bob said for that.
Yeah, but it's got to be a certain 28, 26. It's got to be the lower KV one so I can use 5-cell batteries.
Yeah. I got a message from Craig Biswick about Tight Bond 3. Now I know Bob Hunt uses Tight Bond 3 to glue these sheets together.
Yeah.
So I tried it, and it does a pretty good job. But Craig seems to be having a problem. He was molding with it. He put it in the water to mold it, and they all came apart. But fortunately, I don't have to put mine in the water, so.
I guess that tight bond is water soluble.
Not supposed to be. It says waterproof interior, exterior.
Huh. They're lying.
So he called Tight Bond and he told him what he did. And he said, well, that doesn't have enough service to actually grab, which I don't believe, because Bob Hunt uses it and his airplanes look perfect, so. Now, we tried Tom Dixon's method with the Gorilla Glue on your airplane.
Yeah, that didn't work out as
I was not impressed.
yeah, you didn't like it. It's okay. But I think it was a little more cumbersome, wasn't it? Seemed like it. course, I've never done it the other way, so everything's cumbersome for me.
So is 3M77. We used to use 3M77 to glue them down. But in the sun, if your airplane lasts 2 years, they delaminate. So that's why we went to epoxy, Z-epoxy.
Mhm.
But I'm told by Danny to use HTR 250, this stuff that I'm making landing gear and stuff out of.
Huh. Hello, Mark Gerber. Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been several weeks now.
Yeah, well, at least a week and a half. You all recovered?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm ready to leave town again.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, this is good. We're going to Columbus, Ohio for the opening game for the season for the Buckeyes.
Oh, okay.
And on Saturday, my wife and I, when the game is scheduled, my wife and I will have been married 50 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, well done.
We were married in Columbus, so we're going back to where it all started.
Ah, neat.
I take it you're flying out.
Yes, sir.
Good for you.
No airplanes going along this trip.
Uh,
That's okay. I was a little bit airplaned out after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
yeah, me too. I'm ready to get back at it now.
Got a couple comments from the comment section. Marcel says, hi, everyone at Stunt School. And then Roy says, like given, thank you. Tony Dallas says, hi, Sparky, like given. Daniel Berry Sports says, yo, hey. Tony Dallas says, can you explain the different type bond types and when you should use the type on your airplane, please? Well, I use a lot of the original Type Bond, and then I've switched over to Type Bond 2 because I have a gallon of it. But use it at making cabinets. I got a gallon in the matter of fact, I got a gallon down here, I think. Anyway. Type Bond 3, I don't know much about it. The Type Bond 2 is a little hard to sand. But the Type Bond 3 sands real easy, so I don't know. And the strength are about all the same, I think. All paintable, supposedly. That's all I got on that. You guys got anything to add?
Not me.
Well, I've been using Type Bond 3 on my Bearcat, and I'm using it on the new Bearcat. And I just do like Bob says, you thin it a little bit with water and put a little applicator bottle and
I put it in this little bottle right here.
yeah, exactly.
It's got a little needle on it.
And I've molded some parts with it without any problems, but I use the vinegar method that Bob told me about. I don't boil them in water anymore.
Well, there's a bad thing about vinegar. It breaks down the lignin and makes the wood brittle. And as far as boiling them in water, I made that steam box. I can't tell you how much that helps molding wood.
Yeah, I bet it would.
You stick that in there you get it steaming real good, and you stick that in there for a half an hour, and it's just like a noodle.
So anyway, I'm a believer in Type Bond 3, so
Well, this
I still like Ambroid for the surface seams.
I don't have any Ambroid. You mean gluing sheets together?
No, like where you have surface joints that go together, where you're going to have finishing material, dope or
Planking.
yeah.
Bob said to use this Type Bond 3, so that's what I'm gluing. That's what these sheets are glued together with. It's a little tricky to glue them together. You put a piece of tape on the back and you hinge it open and then slide it down.
That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be good for ambroid there, you're saying?
No. Say when I glue the surface joints, like a sheeting on your wing or something.
Well, this is sheeting on the wing.
Well, but I glue it on the wing in place. I don't glue it together before I put it on the wing.
Okay, does it sand
Um,
easy, ambroid?
Oh yeah. It's compatible with dope, which is what I
I,
like about it.
I haven't used that stuff in almost 50 years, so I don't remember.
is it
Well,
unobtainium now?
well, I don't
Yeah,
use the Ambroid either. I use this other stuff I got from Aircraft Spruce. It's this fabric adhesive that they sell for putting fabric on airplanes. And it's just like a thinner version of Ambroid. It's the same color and pretty much the same properties. It's just a little bit thinner.
Hmm.
And I put in an injector gun and apply it with that, just like I would Ambroid, and it works good.
figure out what the name is and let me know and I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah. Give me a second here.
I'm sure if Aircraft Spruce has it, so does Wix.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, I heard from Joe Thompson.
Yeah,
Remember Joe?
yeah, what do you have to say?
He flies with Charles
Yeah,
in Casino or something.
Escondido.
Yeah, I included him on my mailing for our contest.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Oh no, he won't.
No.
I just wanted him to know about it, you know. I think I
Okay,
sent
I
you one
found
too,
it.
Joe.
I said,
It's
I
called-
got one, yeah.
It's called FabTech.
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 Tack.
Oh, sharing's not
Tack.
turned on. Can
Okay.
you let me share, Sparky?
Oh, shoot. Let's see here. I wish the hell they'd share. Multiple people can share. Okay, go ahead.
A friend of mine in Minneapolis bought some of this to try it out, and he sent me a couple tubes of it. Here's what it
Oh
is.
wow.
Never seen that.
It comes in tubes though, as well as
No, it comes, you have to buy I think this is the smallest can you can get.
55-gallon drum.
That's a pint. $16.75. It'll last you forever.
Fabtech fabric cement. Okay, let's see.
It must be, yeah, like stitch type fabrics. Polyester fabrics, I bet.
Go to Wix.
That's something you've used, Joe?
No, I use AirTech. It's probably the same type stuff. There's a lot of similarities between that. Then it with MEK. It's sticky and clear, dries clear,
Uh,
little bit flexible.
Wix aircraft.
Anyway, like I said, it's just like Ambroid. It's the same color, and it's just thinner. But I like it thinner because I put it in a little glue gun. It doesn't harden up.
And it's called what again? I'm going to type it in here now.
FabTech.
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 Right. Fab hyphen.
FabTech. You
Right.
see it?
TACK. Or is it just T?
No
No,
K.
TAC.
Okay. No Gotti. Won't have it.
Interesting.
Basically called fabric cement. That's what I did. I just called up aircraft spruce and I typed in fabric cement and then this fabric FabTech came up.
Brett Buck was talking about some kind of cement that's the same as Ambroid, but I mean, I don't use this stuff, but if it sands good, if it's, you know, hard enough to sand, that would help. This tight bond stuff is kind of rubbery, you know.
Mhm.
CA is too hard.
The FabTech dries hard, just like Ambroid did, you know, then you can sand it just like you can Ambroid.
Wix has Polytack. I don't think that's the same stuff.
Couldn't tell you. I mean, you wouldn't know by looking at the FabTech ad what it is either. I had my friend bought some. And he, you know, said, "Hey, this is just like Ambroid. It's just thinner." And he put some in a tube for me and sent it to me.
Hmm.
And that's what I've been using. He's a radio control flyer, but I don't hold that against him.
Hey, Gary, you got the camera working.
Yeah, the son come in, looked at a bunch of stuff to see what.
How old's your son? 12?
Nah, he's in the 40s.
So what happened? So what was it? Something
I
in
don't
your
know.
setting.
Yeah, but we went through settings and settings. That's moved a bunch of stuff. And,
So don't touch anything. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah,
Yeah. So, Mark, that stuff, it just air dries?
Yeah.
And how long does it take?
Oh, about the same as Ambroid, I guess.
I don't know if I ever used Ambroid. I wouldn't.
Really? How can you be a modeler in your
Yeah.
age and not
Yeah.
have used Ambroid?
Segment, you use
I think
segment.
I think I used Sigmet
It's the
when I
same,
was
same,
younger.
same
Segment's
drying
very similar
time.
to Ambroid.
Same drying time.
When Ambroid first went out of stock about 12 or more years ago, I started using Segment and it worked just as well. Just doesn't have that orange color to it.
Mm. And now
That
that's
helped.
gone too.
I don't know.
No, I think
Segment.
I think you can still get segment.
I still have a tube of Segment I haven't used, so
I hear a lot of people are not happy with SIG.
well, I can understand why.
Winded Up Enterprises sells it. Says, oh, that's out of stock. My bad. Brodak says they have it. Nope, out of stock too. Probably not available, Steve.
have to go back to testers.
All you need to do is get yourself some old movie film and some acetone and stir a little bit and you got it.
There you go.
That's the dip. The dip from Roger Rabbit. Never see that movie? It was like
Years
cartoon
ago.
animation and live action mixed together. And the tunes were always afraid of the dip. That would dissolve them.
Dissolve them.
What's what I always liked about Ambroid is that if you make a mistake, you just take acetone and suck it good and it'll eventually release.
Hmm.
Not that I ever make a mistake.
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
I remember way back in the beginning when in the joints, I used to put extra glue on the joints to make sure they stayed there, wouldn't come apart.
Yeah, however were the airplanes.
Yeah.
What I do sometimes is take acetone and soak the balsa wood, then I put the glue on it. I know the acetone will pull the glue into the wood.
Hmm.
If you're using
A
white
little
glue,
bit.
use water.
Yeah, I do water on tight bonds and stuff even.
Yeah, you can do that. I'm just water makes me nervous with wood.
Well, you're not dunking it, you're just wiping a little water on it.
Q-tip on the joint and put it together.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what Bob Hunt recommends is take a Q-tip and water and run along the spar, wherever you're
On
gonna glue
edge.
the balsa to.
Have it handled.
10,000 ways to do it.
Yeah.
You could buy a shark and be done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let someone else worry about it, right?
So my next event will be the Las Vegas contest at the end of October.
Hmm.
Did you guys see the trophies that they're going to give away?
I did. They're incredible.
Oh, the
Yeah.
LED lights.
Yes.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if it's an
saw that.
LED light or what it is. Jim Hoffman sent me a. This is the one they had on display at the Nats.
Those are made
Mhm.
by Howard.
That's kind of what I figured.
I got one just like it, but it's this stunt hanger.
Anyway, it's really
Howard-
cool.
Howard Rush?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
Neat.
Guess with our new time, Howard ain't gonna come on no more. Ain't seen
Too
him.
early for him.
It's 5
Yeah.
o'clock there probably or something. I don't know for sure.
He's having happy hour or something right now. He's
Mary
Totally
Lou's probably
free.
got him out practicing.
yeah.
Howard, you must practice more.
Mhm. We're scheduled for 99 degrees Wednesday.
That's that was so funny at the Nats. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Mary Lou was there and she was watching him fly, and it might have even been his contest flight. And he did his maneuvers, and she comes away shaking her head. She says, "He didn't do it like I told him."
Oh my goodness. She's a good girl. There were some sure pretty airplanes this year at the Nats.
Yeah.
Did you guys get all those pictures that Jim Hoffman sent out?
I did.
I guess I wasn't on the list.
Me neither.
He took a picture of about every plane at the Worlds, I bet.
Hmm.
Well, all you have to do is take one. They're all sharks.
Those are different paint jobs on the
They
sharks.
had different. Are those painted or are those colored in the mold?
In the
I
mold.
don't know the answer. I think in the mold. What do you think, Sparky?
Yep, definitely. They're
In the
gel
mold.
coat.
Oh,
There was an airplane there, a guy from, it was an open cockpit airplane. Stephen, was it from Poland? He had open cockpit home design. Built up
Yeah, I
airplane.
think that might have been the guy. One of the people.
Yeah,
from
it
Poland.
had. I think it had a double prop on it, even didn't it?
Oh yeah, that counter rotating prop.
Yeah, and had its open cockpit. That was a self design for sure.
That was impressive, that airplane. They
There's
had-
some. The power plants are. Oh, it's a power plant is a big deal on that turn. I've thought for years, you up your nitro, enrich an engine, and get that torque, and they turn better. And I'm convinced I'm right now after watching all those electric airplanes fly. And not all those are created equal either. Depends on how they got that power plant working. But the airplanes that do the killer corners, I think, have killer power plants.
I don't know.
They-
Some of them really had. I can't think of the right way to describe it, but they had really hard control on the motor. I mean, you could hear it was constantly revving up and down, revving up and down.
Uh-huh.
I mean, even on almost even flying level.
I
And
think
this is the one you're talking about, Joe. This guy here.
yes,
That's
yes, that's it. That airplane flew well too. And that's a, you know, balsa fabric covered. That's not a molded thing. You know,
No.
that's a homemade airplane.
it. One of the few.
Hmm.
He and the guy he flew with had a Red Bull airplane, like a GB, I think it was.
That was, yeah, it was a GBR3.
Yeah, they
Not-
flew together.
Not a real airplane. There it is. Back up. You went too far.
That it?
No,
No, that's a
No.
shark.
one more. No, one more back. There you go. That's the GBR3.
That's a GB right there.
That's a
That was
cool
that young
airplane.
man's.
But that's a Yasenko too.
It is. That's correct. Is that the one the young Chinese lad flew?
I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah.
He was in
Because-
France when we were there in 18. Nice young man. His dad spoke real good English. We visited a lot. When that airplane turned sometimes, he turned it so hard it just quivered like a fishtail wiggling. It's like I rebound to the lines or something. I don't know what was going on there. But he turned that so hard that the back end would quiver as it goes level. You could see it when you watch it. I think the lines were rebounding the controls and it would shake. But they had all those guys had their electric motors pulling at the right time at the right place. They got, I don't know what they have in them, accelerometers or G meters or all the above. I don't know how they're doing it, but they have some superior power plants.
And this one here, this young lady from China,
Yes.
her Facebook page says that she's a resident physician at a university hospital.
Is that right?
So she's finishing up her medical school.
Wow.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Hmm.
he's a
Yeah,
cosmetic surgeon. He does plastic
She
surgery.
didn't say that. She just
Yeah.
says she's a resident.
Yeah,
She
I
didn't say what her
thought
specialty was.
her specialty was what?
She didn't say.
Yeah, she said she was a plastic surgeon. But that's not a Yatsenko airplane they're flying. That's a Yatsenko copy, Chinese copy. That
That's
one,
a Red Bull.
There's the other counter rotating one.
Uh-huh. That's Besa right there. 12-year-old young man right there.
What country is he from?
Mongolia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it on the
Nice,
airplane.
nice kid. He's infectious. He was loving the whole week, man. He had a good time. That's the girl from Mongolia right there. Nomi. Frankson. That's Fitz. Are these pictures that Jim took?
Yeah,
Mark?
I
Yeah.
presume.
Yeah.
This is what he sent out with his big file that he has.
Right.
There's
There's
Matt.
young Matt. Mm-hmm.
There's that red plane again.
That young man can fly. Do not kid yourself.
Great artwork too. Oh, this is
Trions are-
triads.
Now that's not broke, right? That comes
No.
apart
No,
now.
it's not.
The way it goes
You s-
together. It looks like
you
it's
can-
broke.
You can see a shiny screw in that black part, Steve.
There's two
Uh-huh.
pins
Yeah,
right
that-
here.
There's two pins in those two screws, and they cam lock together. It's pretty ingenious.
Huh.
Brazil. There's Brazil. That's Chris Cox's airplanes.
His is the gray one, right?
Both
Yeah,
of them. Both
Oh,
the
both of
Hellcats.
both his?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Both of them is. Yeah, he's got 3 of those, I think, so far.
Guess I'm done.
That
Oh no, he's got all kinds of pictures of people and everything.
yes, he did a really good job. That's the French team or the Canadian team.
Here's the parade.
Uh-huh. That guy's from Canada right there in the blue shirt.
There's Tryon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah. There's Switzerland. This is my favorite one. Gerber's
built
a Swiss
his own-
name. You didn't
He
know
built
that
his
yet?
own engine. He's got builds his own engine, Laurie.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Oh yes.
I talked to him a little while. He said he knows Renee Berger really well. He said Renee's getting older, but he said he would tell him he said hi. So,
Yeah, Renee's a nice guy too. He and Monique.
yep. There we go.
You know, if the politicians were just half as nice and respectful as these folks were,
The world would be a better place.
much better place.
Yep. Sure will.
There's Ivan.
Yeah. Mr. Lee.
Mhm.
There are more airplanes. Oh, this
That was
is a,
Yeah.
I guess a car went off the road by our house somewhere after I left.
Oh
Uh-huh.
my.
And they're got the tow truck here pulling it out, I guess. So what was this one?
That
I-
there was in the back of somebody's car, up by the pagoda. That's a Jim Kostecki Talon that they're gonna refinish.
I
Okay,
think
Yeah,
it's
well,
one-
Kenny Stevens going to redo it.
I don't know whose it was.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah,
But that-
I saw him holding it.
that'll be cool. But I didn't know who had it or who was going
I
to
don't know.
what they were going to do with it.
Somebody's going to restore it, I think, and put it in a museum, weren't they, Sparky? That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah,
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Three-blade tornado, is it? I bet it is.
Yeah, it looks
Grish
like
prop.
it could be.
Grish prop, yeah.
Hirsch. Yeah,
Gersh, okay.
yeah. You better gotta boil them. They'll throw the blades off.
I would leave it alone. Hey, there's
Oh,
me.
look at this.
Hey, who's that
Yeah.
guy?
Retarded chimpanzee.
Snazzy hat though.
Got a kudu hat, man.
Keep my ears from getting sunburned.
Mm-hmm.
Bonsai.
Japan.
What
Whoops.
caused that? Did anybody hear? Looks like prop tracks.
Yeah, it does.
I thought there was some incident that happened in the pits where an airplane took off and they were complaining about it because it was armed.
That sure could have been it.
Wow, I
That
didn't
looks
hear
like
that.
propeller tracks to me.
There was the overpriced chicken and whatever else they had.
Whatever else it
Oh,
was.
that's the place that had the alligator.
The best place I thought was the tacos guy.
Yeah, those burritos were good.
That
they had.
that airplane was in France in 2018.
Hmm.
Really pretty colors.
I wonder if that's a shark.
There's no doubt, is there?
No doubt.
Les,
Less
Yeah,
Roberta, is that her name, Roberta?
I think so. Yeah.
you know that. Well, you were at the Tampa banquet last year, Joe, at the same table I was. They were sitting with us there,
Yes,
Oh.
nice people.
but I don't remember her name.
I think it was Roberta.
I had never met him before, but he remembered my hurricane.
Yes,
I don't know
Oh,
where
wow.
I don't know where he'd seen it, but
I think there was 6 world champions at that contest for the week.
there's a picture here somewhere of 4 of them.
Yeah, but yeah, David and Paul weren't in that picture.
Yeah,
That's Jim's car, Jim Rhodes.
yeah. This is how Jim Hoffman got his airplanes to Muncie. He drove them to Salt Lake City, and Jim Rhodes drove them to Muncie, and Jim flew out to Muncie and picked him up. And I think he's repeated the same sequence of moves the other way to get him home.
I think so. It didn't. I think Bart Kaplinski came with Jim, I
Yeah.
believe.
There
Yeah,
they
right
are,
there. That's them.
Bart and Jim. Banquet.
The banquet was great too.
Oh, that's a
That's
nice.
the morning. That was early morning right there.
we had some spectacular sunrises.
There was, wasn't there, Steve?
That's cool.
Oh,
Somebody's
that is
real.
cool.
Somebody got way too much time in their hands. To be
Yeah.
I thought that was a cute commercial. Read that right quick. It was really sweet.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? That was great.
Yeah, Joan showed it to me.
Yeah, I loved it. I think that's part of probably Jimby's work, I suspect. I don't know for
It
sure.
could be.
I think that's what she
Let
said.
me read
Yeah.
this here. I got to get up and get close to the TV.
It's worth reading.
You read it, Sparky?
Not yet. Okay. I got it.
You see the flying models on the cover
On
on
the
the
wall?
wall.
Yeah.
Your denial of my victimhood is lowering my self-esteem. You want better scores, fly better.
That would have been the last one.
Probably was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
so.
Fun times.
It
Yeah.
was. Colleen and I enjoyed the whole week. Having a house was awesome compared to having a hotel room.
Oh
I'll say.
yeah.
A lot cheaper too.
We had a couple of our friends come and stay for a week to watch some of the Nats and the Worlds. And then when they left, Charles and Cha Cha come and they went upstairs and stayed for 3 days. They were fun too.
Well, I did try to find an Airbnb in Catoosa, Joe.
Is there anything there?
No, a
there
couple,
any-
but they were bigger houses, more than I would.
What about Broken Arrow? Did you look in Broken Arrow? That'd be 20 minutes away though.
No, I didn't. I didn't want to be real far away. So
Yeah, it's so nice staying right. I know it. Those hotels are just what, 4 minutes away or 6 or something, not too far.
yeah, I'm trying the La Quinta this time.
Are you?
Yeah, we were in.
Come
something-
down early as you can. We'll be out there all week, I'm sure.
I
Flying
think
and
we're gonna
mowing.
come. I think we're gonna come down Friday, right? Right, Sparky.
Come down any day you want.
Earlier the better. The earlier you get there, the more fun we'll have. We went out and mowed last Thursday.
Oh, you gonna turn down the wind this year?
Lord have mercy. I hope so. You don't. It's Oklahoma, man. I fly. The wind don't scare me off. I go fly. If I go out there, I'm gonna fly.
Yeah, I can tell.
Here comes Jimmy Barnholt.
All right.
All right. Hello, Jim.
Hey,
Hey,
Jim.
hey, how's everybody doing?
All right.
Good.
Hey, I was watching a little bit on YouTube. Were those pictures all from the world a couple weeks ago?
Well, the
The ones
first
that you-
the first part of them were from the Nats, and then the second file was from the Worlds.
Okay. Yeah, those airplanes are pretty. I like the design on them. So, hey, Sparky,
What's that?
Sparky, I was going to tell you, my dog recognized you on TV the other night. I was watching you do the foam wings.
Yeah.
Oh, my dog. She saw she saw Sparky and started barking and jumping up and down and I said, you remember him, don't you? And you said, just barking, jumping, and yeah, see,
That's
I
so
had to
cute.
calm her down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cute.
yes.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens when you play with the dog. See, he played with her, and she remembered him. She
Yeah.
she
That's
saw him
good.
up there and said, that's Sparky. I know him. Uh, yeah,
That's good.
yeah, it's she's pretty smart like that, you know.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, Sparky, I figured out, I found that place that we were talking about going for Mexican food.
Yeah.
I found it. We were about 2 miles away. We weren't even close. I found out where it was at, and I went over there. It's still there.
Well, that
Yeah.
place we ate was pretty good.
Yeah, but I think he would have liked this other place better if I could have just figured out where it was at. But anyway, so
not You're not very far from Dan's house either. You're about
no,
you're one exit down. He's on 62 or whatever.
yeah,
Exit 66, Highway 62, or I don't know. One exit
well,
down.
no, I know we let's see, it was he's about, I think what it said, it was only like 3 miles, I think, something like that, between his house and my house, and
He's on the other side of FedEx.
he's what?
On the other side of FedEx.
Yeah, exactly. Which is actually about 3 miles south if he's on the other side of FedEx, because I know where that's at. Yeah. So what's been going on? What have I missed so far? Anything? No.
We're all decompressing from the Nats and the Worlds.
Yeah, talking about glue,
Yeah.
reminiscing about the Nats and the Worlds.
How's your stunt judge school going?
I got a guy training a guy tomorrow evening and one on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Got a couple others I got to catch up with. So
Well, I don't know. I guess some of I didn't realize when I was watching, but Sparky was saying that some of those judges were from Canada and other countries, and I don't know how. I mean that young Chinese girl she was just perfect. She I don't know
Did
how
well.
she ended up. I don't know how she ended up way down there where she did, seventh place or whatever it was.
8th.
Yeah.
There was 6 judges from 6 different countries.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they only
Yeah.
allow one judge per country.
Yeah. Well, some of their judging, I think might have been a little off because
The thing that they're looking for, from what I gather, if the Chinese girl's flying real smooth, her shapes were perfect, real smooth.
yeah,
If she'd have just went tighten those corners up and made the airplane shudder, she'd have won.
I don't think anybody was flying that tight of quarters really.
They were making the airplane shudder.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
they were
mean,
pretty darn sharp.
Yeah.
well, I mean, what I mean is any more tight than what she was flying.
Oh,
I think they all, yeah, they were flying tight corners. I won't argue that point, but I just think that they were, yeah.
and I don't
She
know
was-
the scoring system real as well as I know the AMA, but I think it has a lot to do with that K factor.
Tremendous
And the
amount.
Yeah.
square maneuvers
Triangles.
have a
power
higher
boat.
K factor.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I'll
that's what
guarantee you she'd be in the top 5 at the Nats.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, definitely, definitely. She'd be in the top 5 or win it. One or the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Remember that I did the team trials one time, and I remember that K factor thing that was kind of crazy. All the maneuvers are designed to be hard to fly, and why would one get a better K factor than the other? That's where I kind of got. I don't know. I mean, that was just my
I think that
opinion.
was designed by a Frenchman. So
It's
there
a
you go.
different game. It's a different game, James. It really is.
And it seems like a lot of them were flying bottoms too low.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just as much of a mistake as flying it too high.
Yeah, I did see a lot of low flying, but do you think what is it, 4 to 6 feet? Do you think they were under 4 feet?
Oh
yeah.
yeah, you could
Yes,
see it. They
heavens,
still
yeah.
had them markers up, 2 markers.
Yeah.
So
Champagne bottles would be in danger for a lot of them.
yeah.
What'd you say, Joe? What'd
A
you say?
champagne bottle would have been in danger for a lot of them.
Yeah, there were some low flying. I won't, disagree with that.
And I don't know if that's something that the international judges are more impressed by, but in my mind, it's still wrong.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that when I was watching the flying. I was
Mhm.
wondering if they were gigging people for flying too low, because there were some that was flying pretty low. Some of them I
I do not
wondered how
know.
they pulled out as quick without hitting the ground. They were getting
Yeah.
pretty close. Yeah.
Hey, look who's here. It's Jonathan.
Yeah. He just checked in. Hey,
Oh,
Jonathan,
yeah, you guys. Yeah.
you staying out of the
Hey,
hospital?
how's the judge?
I said,
how's
are you
Judge
staying?
Steve?
Are you staying out of the hospital?
Well, I hope so. For now, I've got to go back and have a bit done. A little. I've got to have a stent
Gotta
put
have-
in my heart when I'm well enough next year, probably.
Oh
But,
my.
yeah. So in the
Usually they
meantime,
wanna
I'll just
throw-
take it easy.
Usually they want to throw those things in right away when they discover it.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't in my case because I had complications.
Sorry to hear that.
So we're waiting for all that to settle down, and then I'll be right. Yeah. No, were you talking about some of the maneuvers being very low? Yeah, especially on the recovery. I noticed that. Are you talking about the top end as well?
Yeah, to a degree, but not so much. Mostly just the bottoms. I mean, the tops were pretty much up to 45.
Some of the videos I saw, a lot of the aircraft appeared to come up with grass on their wheels.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, asphalt. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bits of asphalt. They were pretty low at the bottom. I think they were
Yeah.
pretty darn lucky to get out of it. Actually, some of the turns
I
were.
guess those airplanes don't stall. I mean, they can
No,
just turn it at whatever
Mhm.
level they want, and it doesn't go down. It just stays right where they pull out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought the official height was about 1,800 here or 1,600 here, or about what about 5 feet in your parlance?
4 to
It's
6
4 to 6 feet. It's
Yeah.
actually in
meters, but
meters.
within
It's
inches.
3.9 meters.
Mhm.
I think it is.
It's within inches of 4 to 6.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of that stuff I saw was well under 4 feet.
Oh
It was
yeah.
under a meter.
And
Yeah.
the other thing I noticed though was their rounds. If there was an
More like
arc at
eggs?
the bottom, it was much smaller. So they were either flying to a point or they were flying an egg or a football.
They were flying an egg.
Japanese or the Chinese guy had a flat on the bottom of his round.
Yeah, yeah.
They go-
Saw that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I thought there were a lot of eggs in there flying on
I
the
think
side.
yeah, those planes are optimized for the square, the angular maneuvers. That's where the high K factors are.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know the numbers for sure, but you could probably fly sevens in the loops and get an 8.5 in a triangle hourglass and square 8 and win. I
Yeah,
don't know for
yeah.
sure, but I think that it's a high 17-point K factor, is it, or 18? It's up there. I don't know. I forget the
I
number.
think I heard, somebody told me the square 8s were a 18 K factor.
18. And a loops 3, maybe. I mean, it's
Yeah, something like that.
way smaller. You have to get the book out and look at the rules, but the judges stand there and the judges write down the scores. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were doing a lot of decimals.
Every time I read the rules, I get more knowledgeable and more confused.
Yeah.
I like you. Me too. The more you learn, the harder it gets, John. That's what I find out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what frustrates me. I know what it's supposed to look like, and I can't make it do it.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing what it looks like and doing it's two different things.
Oh man.
Mm.
Because it always
good
looks
airplane
easy from the outside.
A good airplane helps. No
Yeah.
question.
Oh, it makes a big difference. Yeah.
Well, that Spectre that Bob that Vector he rebuilt for me. It's the best one I've had yet.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping that the Crossfire I'm building will be another step up.
Oh, are you building one of Bob Hunt's airplanes?
Yeah, building a Crossfire.
You doing it in a foam wing or you building?
Yeah, I think I got one of the last wing sets that Bob made.
Yeah, yeah. He's wanting to get out of that, I guess, about what I
Yeah,
understand.
he wanted to retire, and his
Yeah.
back issues are hurting him, and they think they went away for a while. He got back in a couple of years, and now he says it's getting worse again.
Oh,
He
he
kept
went up.
saying that it was, that's my last flight at the Nats.
Well, that's what he said, but he went up to Massachusetts this weekend.
Yeah,
and he picked up I don't know, there are 3 different awards.
Oh, did
I
he
don't
win the
remember what they were
mascot?
all for. Yeah, he won the cup. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what it was. The cup, and he won the cup, and he won two other things.
Oh, wow.
He's still got a fire in his belly for flying.
Yeah, he's unretired at least 3 times already.
Yeah, exactly.
So I hope his
Yeah,
back
yeah.
issues get better and he can stick with it.
Yeah. He told me 3 years ago, I'm done. I ain't flying anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. Yeah. So he must be, he still must be doing okay. I mean, I know he does have. I know he's. I called him about. Oh, I guess it's probably been 10 days ago, and Marianne said that he's in bed. She said he's been in bed all day. His back's really bothering him.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So he does have problems, but I guess he just has days that he just gets up and does it, or maybe he has days that he feels better. I don't know.
Yeah, just like anything else. Some
Yeah.
days are better than others.
Oh yeah, that's the way I am. I have sometimes I have good days, and sometimes I just sit in the chair all day and nap.
Yeah.
Watch a little TV and then take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's the weather down there, Jonathan? Up, you're muted.
Unmute your mic.
Yeah, I'm trying to
There you go.
keep the girls quiet around the corner.
Ah,
The weather, well, it's been a, a horrible winter in Auckland, to be honest. It's been one of the coldest I ever remembered. Not so much rain, but it's sort of dragged on. And I'm just looking out the window now, and the forecasts don't seem to get it right. And
Is it
it's
snowing
touch and
there?
go. It's still, hey?
Is it snowing there?
Oh hell no! We don't get that. We're
And it ain't cold.
moderated by the ocean on each side, but the South Island, Sparky, funny enough, is more like you guys in the US. It gets hell of a hot down there and dry, hell of a hot, and very mountainous and rugged in places, and very cold. They get snow in the winter. They're quite a different country, really, the South Island. But up here in the North Island, we're kind of what you'd call a marine, subtropical sort of marine environment here.
What do you
And
consider cold? 60?
no, it'll get down to 50 on the odd day, and the old Fahrenheit, yeah.
Ooh,
What
Sometimes on
latitude are
the
you
odd
at,
day.
Jonathan?
50, that's t-shirt weather.
Yeah.
wait a minute. Sparky, you won't
Some
go
mornings
flying
it'll get
unless
very
it's
cold.
over 60.
70. I like 70.
Yeah. I'm with you, Sparky. I
Yeah.
like 70 degrees. Yeah. Yeah. 50's cold to me.
Well, it's getting cold here, and the odd occasion you'll even have it. We haven't had frosts here in Auckland for years, but you get the odd morning where it's very close to a frost, and that's about
Well,
as
you'll be
cold as it
head-
gets.
Yeah, you'll be heading into spring soon.
Yeah. I think it's the official first day of spring this weekend, Brian, or last weekend.
I
Was it
can't.
the official day of
It's the
spring the other day?
equinox or whatever they call it when the
Oh
sun
no, a few
crosses
days
the
to go.
equator.
A few days to go. 1st of September, apparently.
All right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then we're into it. We're 36 degrees south. We're around about in Auckland here. We're around about where Malta would be in Spain, and the rest of the country heads north towards up through Spain and France, an equivalent. But we don't have the landmass around us like the continental. You guys on the bigger continents.
The
How
ocean.
long island
ocean
is that?
tip
Only
is
about
stuff.
100 miles, isn't it?
Where to?
100 by
The
50.
length.
Yeah, 100 miles by 50 miles.
Auckland's about that, but Auckland's very narrow and the narrowest part. Sparky, when the Americans were here in the war, they wanted to punch a canal through from the Pacific to the Tasman. It was going to be 5 miles wide. That's in the narrowest point in Auckland, but No, the country itself is actually, let's see, from North Cape to Bluff, and we go right up into the Pacific too. We've got a few islands up there, like the Niue, Cook Island. That all comes under New Zealand, but the top part of the New Zealand mainland would be, oh God, I don't know, it'd be 1,200 miles, I suppose, from top to bottom, long, and probably about 200 or 300 wide at the widest point, 200 wide at the widest point. South
So
Island.
you're in Auckland, Jonathan?
Yeah, I'm in Auckland.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're in the North Island, so you're pretty far north, closer to the
yeah, we
equator.
are. Yeah. Although we don't get the extremes of temperature up here like they do, as I say, in the south. Funny enough, the further south you go, the hotter it gets here.
Mhm.
Well,
Now
about,
I got a question for you, Jonathan. If everybody in your
yeah.
country went to Auckland to spend the night, would New Zealand capsize?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it'd probably
Guam?
tip it up the right way.
You know, we had a
Yes.
senator here that said that if all the military people went to Guam, it would capsize.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
That's our
politicians.
brilliant leadership.
yeah. Some senator said that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know as well as I do that you've got to have people like that to be a politician.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly. Yeah, you got
You know,
that right.
that's why they think we'll vote for them. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now we got
that's-
I think we've got about 5.5 million, and there's about 3 million living in the greater. Yeah, about 5.5 million now. We're coming up probably closer to 6, and about a third of us. So it'd be probably 3 million people live in Auckland now, in the Auckland wider area. Probably from just the Auckland, the northern wider area. But
Esteban
they keep
Herrera
coming.
has something to say here. Says, hi,
Oh,
fellas.
yeah.
Did
He's
you read
trying
it?
to clarify contra-rotating versus counter-rotating.
Been spending my free time bass fishing this summer, but the Nats World Champ video has jazzed me up to finish my 2-year-long Ringmaster project. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll believe it when I see it.
mm,
Steve Barry says he remembers he started out with Android and he's only 48. Minnesota Mike says Polytech. Okay, that's it. I have a hard time. I can't wait till my new glasses get here and I can see what I'm looking at.
Mm. Seems to be a common theme in this group.
we have here in Plainfield, where I'm at, we have the 1 hour glasses or whatever it's called, and I don't know, sure, and you can go in there with your prescription, and they make it right there the same day.
I don't have that here.
Oh, OptiWorld, that's what it's called, OptiWorld.
Mm.
Yeah, and they make them the same day.
Wow. Did you go to Glasses Plus?
No, I went to
we
Glasses
don't have that here.
USA.
Where you getting your glasses from, Sparky?
Order them online. Glasses USA.
Oh yeah, yeah. My niece does that. She gets hers online.
You'll be able to see your model now, Sparky, when you're flying.
Well, maybe.
Mm.
I kind of noticed like it's getting harder and harder for me to read all the way across the room on the TV. So I got to get up and go over there. And my prescription changed drastically.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. So
Oh,
Steve,
well, as long as they don't have to, start sticking needles in your eyeballs like some of my mates.
Ooh.
God, the thought of that.
Yeah.
You know.
mm,
Now I know where the saying comes from. I'd rather stick pins in my eyes.
mm,
Everybody keep John in their thoughts because he's got problem. He was in the hospital. I haven't heard from him now in a week or better. And
Who?
John Jordan. I call him and no answer, and I text him and no answer. I have no way to get a hold of his wife.
Oh my. I thought his wife had.
She does. She has a problem.
Oh man.
But John ended up having a problem too.
Who are you trying to get a hold of, Sparky?
John Jordan. And you also need to get a hold of Ed Mason. He wanted a set of plans, and he gave me his email address, and I've mailed them to him twice now, and hopefully, if he sees this, I sent him to you. So
Yeah. Yeah, the post office, I've had two different things that I have sent out recently,
this email.
and they come back and say no such address. So you call the people and say, okay, what is your address? And they tell you, and you say, yeah, that's where I sent it to. And they said there was no such address. And well, we've been here for 10 years, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
That's
I like UPS. It's a little more expensive, but they get the stuff where it's supposed to go. You know.
That's DEI in action.
What'd you say?
That's DEI in action. Diversity, equity.
Oh, DEI. Yeah, DEI and X. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, I didn't
We
hear
don't want
you.
our best. We don't need the best. We just need them. You know.
Yeah. Hmm.
They have anything like that down in New Zealand, Jonathan?
You mean problems or you mean delivery? Like
Problems.
outfits? Both. We got both. So what happens here is if they can't be bothered going down a long driveway, a long private road or driveway, they say can't be found, or they'll just chuck it on the ground or something like that.
Mm.
And but they're usually pretty good. But the couriers here are very good now. They used to be pretty slack, but they're good now.
Yeah. Well, do you have UPS? UPS is around the world, isn't it? I mean, don't you
Yeah.
have that down there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah, I like UPS. We have UPS places in the malls now where the little strip malls, you can take your stuff in there and you don't even have to put it in the box. You just take it in, give it to them and an address, and they put it in the box and wrap it up for you and they do all the packing, and so that's great for me.
Yeah.
You know, because if you want to do it yourself, you got to find a box that
Oh.
fits, and then you got to find something to wrap it in, and
Yeah.
so it's a lot easier just take it into them. You know, it's a little more expensive, but you know, it's worth it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's getting expensive to shunt stuff across the Pacific now, though.
oh
Mm.
yeah.
You know, that's costing a bit of money.
It's
It's bad enough.
it's getting expensive. It's getting expensive here just to send something, you know, in the middle of the state anymore. But I don't, you know, what are you going to do if you want to send something? You got to do it. It's like everything. If you want it, you got to pay for it. You know.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to the grocery day and spent $91 and it just like they put it all in like 5 sacks. You know.
Is inflation still pretty tough over there?
Oh,
Well, it depends on who you listen to. If you believe yourself and what you see on the receipts, yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
believe the politicians, oh no, we got
Oh,
that
everything's-
licked. It's taken care of.
Yeah, everything's getting better. We're gonna lower inflation and lower the price. We're gonna put what they call
price cap.
Yeah,
Price
Yeah.
controls.
Price controls. Yeah,
that's
Oh,
gonna do-
yes.
yeah, they're
that's
gonna do
not
price
going to be
controls.
good.
Jimmy Carter did that back when I was young. Jimmy Carter
Yeah.
did price controls, and I remember sitting in lines, you know, 10 cars long to get in to get gas because he had price controls.
Speaking of
Yeah.
gas is down to $3 a gallon here. Don't be fooled.
I told you,
Yeah.
Bob, before the election, it's gonna be below
Gonna be,
3.
it's gonna be,
Yeah.
it happens every time, Steve.
Yeah.
Do not be
273
fooled.
here.
Yeah.
You're right.
As if the same party keeps in power, there'll be no gas and we'll be in lines and everything. We gotta.
if they do price controls, yeah, there'll be lines again. Well, they've already
Well,
tried it. They've already tried it. It didn't work. And they said, Venezuela is a good example. They were pretty, at one time they were a pretty rich country, and they put price controls on things, and now Venezuela is like a, you know, uh, I don't know how to
it's a court
explain it.
case.
Yeah, they're very, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
They tried price control here about 100 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah,
Quit
And as soon as they
making
got rid of the price control, the inflation goes mad again.
hmm
It catches up.
Well, we can still
Prices
fly
will
our
take
models,
care of
so
themselves.
yeah, just let it go. Don't mess with it.
What about
McDonald's-
availability of modeling parts? Like, have you still got, is Brodex still pretty much in business and putting the stuff
Yeah,
out?
I think so. I
Yes.
mean,
if you can afford it.
yeah, they ran them kit prices up
yeah.
well over $200 now, approaching 3.
I got a perfect
Yeah.
example right here. Let me get it for you.
I bought a smoothie kit about a year ago. Now it was only 171,
Mm-hmm.
and I know now they're probably about 250.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's a
Because the
perfect
cost of
example.
balsa went up.
Oh
Here's-
yeah.
Perfect example. This 1x3 by 36 block at Schaefer's is $8.59. You buy it from Brodak, it's $28.
Whoa.
Wow.
Really?
I said,
Okay.
So Schaefer's is still in business?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. They're big into RC cars
Yeah.
and beads. They got all
And
this
what?
craft stuff, beads.
Oh
And,
yeah. hmm
yeah.
They make their
yeah,
money
that-
in beads, yeah.
Well, whatever keeps them open. That's what's important.
yeah.
Whether it's
Yeah.
whether it's RC cars or airplanes or whatever, it's just keeping the doors open.
There are
Yeah.
no control line kits. There are no control line engines.
No.
We have one hobby shop in all of the county, Marion County, which is Indianapolis. There's one hobby shop.
Wow.
That is it. I mean, we're talking, 1,500,000 people,
Yeah.
in the county, and there's
Yeah.
one hobby shop. It's unbelievable.
Well, we got 2 in St. Louis. They're both
do?
in the county.
Well, you're
Right.
That's
lucky.
Schaefer's and Mark Twain,
That's
and they're both
across the river.
mostly into RC cars.
Mm.
That's where they're. That's
Well,
what's
if it
keeping
keeps the
them going.
doors, but Steve, if it keeps the doors open, I'm all for it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
have some stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Denny.
It's
Yeah.
Dennis. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
We figured as old as you are, we figured you probably were in bed.
that's about it.
He
I
just
would
got
be,
up from his nap.
I probably would be, except I'm the only guy in the world could probably do this. I went kayaking today and I have a sore knee.
Oh
Kayaking?
my!
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Dennis?
I don't know.
What was the what was the level? Was it a class 2 or 3?
It was a class. Let's float down the Maumee River and see what happens. All right.
Oh my God.
It wasn't no white water. There were a few places that I don't think the river ever got any more than about 4 feet deep. Most of the place it was 2 feet or less, and few places we got hung up on rocks and had to kind of walk it off and
Oh
things
yeah.
like that. But it was and we were just coasting downriver. All right.
Yeah,
So,
Mm.
that's the best way to do it.
yeah, that's it.
You got
Just
your,
one,
got
one
your
How do you
step,
steer.
explain
one
the
step
knee?
Is it a-
beyond what a tu- you know an inner tube or something like that. So
Is that a spring fed river?
no, I don't think so.
Oh,
It
well,
runs up to Toledo, empties into, I guess that would be Lake Ontario there.
What
So,
No, like Erie.
what is it? Tippecanoe River? What is it? And
the
that's a
Maumee
Tippecanoe?
River.
What is it?
mommy.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, actually, the direction we were going, if we went about 6 miles. If we'd have gone another 25 or so, we would have drifted all the way to Fort Wayne. So,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And so what happened to your knee? Did you, at the end
I
of the
don't know. I
trip,
was
did
just
you?
kind of cramped up in the kayak, and
Mm, mm.
spent
Oh,
a
I thought
total
you
of
might
about
have.
5 hours in it, and
Oh,
it was uncomfortable. My legs were kind of overextend or bent backwards some,
Mm-hmm.
and I moved them around a little bit, and I found a different physician. And it turned out it wasn't much better, and
Mm.
I don't know. It just feels like something got just strained.
I,
Bending the wrong
I,
direction. So
I thought you might have done it when you finished the trip. You rushed over to the shore and knelt down on the nearest beach, but one of the knees went onto a rock, and you. Thank God
nah,
that's over.
nothing so glorious as that.
Mm.
So
how
nothing
did
so
you get out?
barely. So
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Get in it, but how do you get out?
Mm.
so
Yeah, it could be a lot of fun.
yeah, that's it. So I don't. The only other time I've been in a kayak, the kayak ended up riding on top of me. So I was just
Mm.
happy that didn't happen. So
No, that's not funny.
yeah. It's just a crazy thing. I'll probably be just fine overnight or something like that. But it's just hurting my knee sitting in a kayak. I mean, who could do that? So
Look, at our age, anything's possible.
That's
Yeah.
right,
I
Jonathan.
suppose
Who talked you into that, Dennis?
my wife, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. You've got a good excuse then.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Mm.
It was
I've
okay.
got to be careful what I say. Mine's just round the corner.
That's it.
What's
Well,
what you
she's
say?
the
Yeah.
Aussie girl too, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
so
Always keep them in front of you.
yeah. Very good. Very good.
So has anyone been flying anything?
Let's see.
Not since the world's
I
for
think
me.
I think
We're all
everybody's flying
recuperating
out.
from the worlds, and then that's
Everyone's flown out.
Yeah, I think they're all flying out, Jonathan.
Yeah.
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 Mark,
Well, we tried in the weekend to get that Argus that I rebuilt for that guy about a year ago. And I
Yeah.
said, "Here, you can fly. You can do the maiden flight." And we messed and mucked around with the damn thing. We couldn't get it to run. And finally, we got about a quarter of a lap out of it and decided to give it away. At the old fuel tank, now you guys might have an answer. The old fuel tank that's been beautifully made is full of crap inside. It's gone rusty. And it had a fuel filter. There was no indication of anything in the fuel filter. But the intake kept blocking up. Looking back now, I know what happened. So I kept flushing the tank out about 3 times and getting suspended rust in the fuel I was flushing it out with until it's come clear now. But oh God, I'm loath to build a tank like that. It's quite complicated. The plumbing on it's a beautiful tank, actually, beautifully made. But there's nothing we can do about it, is there, really?
Throw it out
Other
and
than
get another one.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think Sparky's carbon fiber tanks rust.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You only get a tank from Sparky.
But they
Yeah.
won't fit. This is
Well,
too wide.
yeah, wouldn't fit the Argus, but By the time I got that here, guys, it would be, I mean, your costs are more than reasonable, Sparky, but by the time we got it over here, I don't think it'd be economical really for one plane. But sounds like a new tank.
Mm.
It wouldn't fit because this is 2 inches wide and an Argus is 1.75 or inch and
It's
7/8.
correct. Yeah, it's very narrow. Beautiful plane. Oh, gee, it's
Like
a
a
nice
nobler
plane.
tank.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Sparky, the other night when you were doing the wings, you mentioned Python. And I remember that name on some. Who built the Python? Was there a Python model?
Yeah, but I can't remember why I mentioned it and where I mentioned it from.
Well, you were talking, I don't know, you were talking about, I think you mentioned the Cobra, and then you mentioned, oh, well, I know, the Viper and the Python, because I was thinking that's snake related, both of them. And
Right. Chris
and I was
McMillan did
wondering,
the Copperhead and somebody else did a Python. I just don't remember who.
yeah, if it's familiar to me, I keep thinking about the Python, and I can't come up with whoever had one. Oh yeah, I don't know. And of course, if you try to Google it, all you're going to get snake pictures. So
Yeah.
yeah, you get pictures of snakes.
Or a
So
Colt. Colt built a pretty good Python.
who?
Colt.
Colt firearms. Yeah.
Yeah, Colt.
I've got one of those. Yeah, I have a
Keep it.
Python.
Keep it.
Yeah.
That's a well-built pistol right there.
Yeah, the Python and the Trooper.
Yes.
They were like brother and sister.
Both of them
Yeah.
nice weapons.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I've got one of them.
Do many of you guys hunt over there? I mean, you have a lot of deer running around over there, from what I can gather.
Yeah.
No, not really.
No, I don't know.
You know what? I saw an eagle on my fence the other day. He landed on my
Wow.
fence,
Mm.
and it wasn't a bald eagle, but it was an eagle, and
Golden.
he had white spots all the way down his back, and a huge bird. I mean, when he sat on my fence, his tail was 8 or 10 inches longer than where he was, the bottom of the fence where his tail feathers
Sure.
were. It was pretty big bird.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a
They get
couple
pretty
of
big.
owls around
Oh,
where I
really?
live.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
knew.
can hear
I
them
knew.
sometimes at night talking to each other, and every
Yeah.
once in a while you see one fly over.
You got
Yeah.
owls, you got no pigeons.
No
Yeah,
pigeons.
All eaten.
I had a friend that found an owl that was injured, and he took him to the vet, and the vet, kind of took care of whatever's wrong with him, and he kept him as a pet. And
Wow.
and I went over to the house, to see him, and he sat on my fingers, like a parrot. He just sit on my fingers,
I'll be darned.
yeah,
Yeah.
real agile, friendly little bird. Yeah.
Brett
was
Williams says hi. Bob Hudak says, I got a question. I want to build a Legacy 40 profile using the full-size Brodak plan. Should I keep the nose moment the same? Going to use a Cobra 2920 14 840 kV and Thunder Power 25. I don't know. You have to ask
I
Denny.
don't either.
That would be a question for Denny, I think. Is there
Yes.
such a thing as a 29?
I think it's he probably mishit. There's a 2820.
28,
It sounds
yeah.
like the right motor.
2820 14 840 kV.
I think, yeah, 840. That all sounds good. The only thing I look at when you look at converting a full fuselage airplane to a profile, Usually a full fuselage airplane is designed with an inverted engine. The thrust line is really high on the fuselage. So when you go to build, and whether it's glow or electric, the thrust line ends up being really, really high, and it's hard to get much structure above the motor. So I don't think I'd worry about changing the moment arm. It'll bounce properly with all that, but I would seriously look at lowering the thrust line a quarter to a half an inch, just so it had more structure above the motor mount, above the center of the motor, and I think it made a lot more robust front end that way.
That's probably a brilliant idea.
Didn't your brother make some type of fixture that the electric motor bolted into, and then you bolted it into the motor beams?
Well, he was making he made some of those, and wasn't. We only had a few of them. I actually have one of those on my Mobest. But yeah, he just made a few of those, and he had a little bit of trouble with the little ones. He had one where you could take the small frame motor, 2320 motor, and literally bolt it in place of an OS Max 35, and thrust washer end up the same place and everything like that.
Well, I'll be darned.
The problem with it is that it was substantially lighter than an OS 35, and they were kind of a bear to bounce, and you'd have a hard time getting the battery far enough forward and stuff. I ended up, I had one of those on an airplane. I ended up putting a big chunk of lead up front and stuff like that. I just couldn't get there any other way. But again, that worked I had it on a full fuselage airplane, but if it had been on a profile, it still would have been a good idea to lower the thrust line a little bit, just to get a little fuselage structure above the upper motor mount. So
There you go, Bob.
but yeah, a lot of vectors flying with 2820 motors. It's a good combination, and they usually bounce pretty well and stuff. Shouldn't have much trouble that way. So his question was about the nose moment, whether you should make it longer or shorter. I don't think he'll have any trouble bouncing it with a regular 2820 motor.
As long as you build it
A
light.
2826 will, if it's tail heavy, put a 2826. If it's nose heavy, put a 2815 on it, and either one will work out just fine. 2820 would be my choice, that size airplane. So. God, dead silence.
Yeah. Of course, got quiet, didn't it?
Yeah, sucked up all the conversation right out of the room.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you guys, I was thinking about Joe the other day, and a statement come to mind that I think applies to Joe, a variation of it, of course. I was reading, you guys may have heard this, one of the modern golfers was playing, or he was there with Sam Snead at one of Sam Snead's last tournaments and stuff like that. And this golfer watched Sam Snead and said, watching Sam Snead swing a golf club is like watching a fish practicing swimming. All right. Just perfectly natural and stuff like that. And I got thinking a slight variation of that applies to my good buddy Joe here. Watching him fly stunt planes is like watching a fish practicing swimming.
Yeah, that's so kind.
No, well,
Yeah.
it's accurate. I mean, I've seen you fly, dozens of different airplanes and other people. Hell, my airplanes, you've flown a bunch of mine, and you always just seem just comfortable. You know what you can do with it, what you shouldn't do with it, and stuff like that. It just seems to come to you and everything like that. So,
Yeah.
That's God given. What that is.
well.
There
Just
you
remember,
go.
that's the last nice thing, probably the first nice thing I've ever said about you. But
I love you too. I love you too.
what can I say, Joe?
Oh, shoot. Dennis brings half A airplanes to contest, and they'll beat you with them.
Yeah.
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 Or not. I brought my half a old timer to Brodak, and everybody agreed it flew really well, and they put me in last place. So
Oh, is that
It
true?
flew really well, though. Yeah.
So that happens.
Oh,
It
yeah.
did fly
I
pretty
had
good.
fun. That was the Weed Ooper Zilch. Oh, you flew that. That
I
flies
flew
really
it.
well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, hey, Steve, you think we're going to have another judges meeting before too long?
I don't know. I haven't heard. I guess Mark Overmeier's got to schedule one, huh?
Yeah, I'm not even sure what the subject would be, or kind of some kind of debrief over what we've been doing up to now, I guess. But
Yeah, I got 2 more trainees this week.
really,
Yeah, one tomorrow evening and one Wednesday afternoon.
terrific. That's great.
I also had a request from a lady in New Zealand, Jonathan, and I don't know her name, but she's supposed to send me an email.
Yep.
Yeah, her husband was on the New Zealand team.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I know some of the guys that are on the New Zealand team.
I met her, Steve. She was at the Worlds, wasn't she?
Yeah, that's when she
was
asked me.
She was a team manager for the Worlds.
I think so, yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
okay.
But she wants to.
Yeah, I didn't recognize her. I don't think I've met her.
Yeah, she wants to learn more about what to look for and what to what kind of mistakes are made. And said, well, that's exactly what I cover in the training. She's so I
Steve,
gave her my email, and I guess I don't know if she's back home yet.
Karen went with the guy that got second in the B class. F2B.
Well, her husband flew for the New Zealand team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been Karen. Oh God, can't think of his name.
That's okay.
It
They were
probably
nice
was
guys.
actually. The more I think about it, probably was.
It had to be her.
Because
Yeah.
she.
Anyway, I got to brush up on the FAI rules because I think
that'd be
some of
Karen.
the entries and exits are different.
Yeah.
I noticed that they entered and exited the 4-leaf clover for the most part like we do, but there were several that entered the old way. Is that?
Yeah. Apparently
The FAI allows it.
that's an option that they have. Yeah.
That's right.
I think I've heard that before. Yeah.
But yeah, most of them did the new quote new way.
Nobody did the Paul Walker Square.
Karen
No.
Barnes.
Karen Barnes.
Karen Barnes. It was Kevin Barnes.
Kevin Barnes.
That's probably
Kevin
right.
Barnes got second, and it was Karen Barnes, her husband.
Karen is his wife.
Yeah. She judges here in New Zealand. I've sat with her a few times, and she taught me a lot about judging. Yeah.
Well, she
That'll be who it
wants
is.
more. She wants more info, so I said I'd go over it with her.
Now, Steve,
Great.
you've judged with me before. Do I need any training in judging?
Wouldn't hurt.
Is that a loaded question?
Well said, Steve.
The way I understand it, Denny backed me up on this. The way I understand it, no one gets grandfathered in.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to go through the training, and you got to take the
trying
test.
hard to develop common language and common concepts and things like that. So everybody's speaking the same language when judges are talking to each other, as well as talking to pilots and stuff like that. And Sparky, the other reason you need you to go through it is because it's a good program, but it's not a perfect program, and we really need there's probably some things that have been missed or could be said better or something like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think you're going to be happy with what you see. I think you may actually see something that surprises you, but I think the other side's also true. That's why this Karen Barnes sounds like a really, really good candidate, because if she's an experienced judge and everything like that, that's the kind of people we need to straighten it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to it, but I haven't heard from her yet.
Yeah.
One of the judges going to have to be able to fly it correctly.
No, You can be a judge and not be a flyer.
I know, I know, I know, I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we got, we'll take anyone that has an interest and is willing to go through the training and learn how to do it. It could be an RC guy or doesn't matter.
You know,
Why not
Be
I,
a
get kids from
scale
Ball
flyer.
State? Why not get
What's
the
that?
kids? Why not get the kids from Ball State to go through it?
Oh, that would be great. I have no idea how we would pull that
I
off.
can tell
That
you
would be
why.
great. Oh, I know why. Yeah, that'd be great.
yeah, name recognition.
That's right.
Yeah.
Knock the halo right off those guys.
Yeah, I can remember, you know, I haven't judged because I hadn't been up there for 9 years, but back when I was judging, it seemed to me like all Dave Fitzgerald had to do was start his engine, and it was he won. You know, now I know you're shaking your head, Steve, but
I don't agree with that.
well, I was judging,
dear.
so I mean, I was one of the judges, so
Yeah, I remember. I judged with you that one year.
yeah, I judged 6 years in a row.
Uh-huh.
And then I judged a FAI team qualifications.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. It always seemed like Fitzgerald just ended up first place no matter what. And I'd seen, you know, I've seen Bob Hunt, for example, you know, and I know I'm prejudiced. You know, Bob, not prejudiced, but you know, because I've known Bob since I was a little kid, and you know, I think sometimes he flies some really beautiful. I saw him practicing up there for the nationals, and I mean he was flying some good corners, good good bottoms. Uh, his shapes were good as he was hitting his intersections. Because you know how I judge intersections, I look at a cloud, either a cloud or a tree or something.
A
When somebody,
tree, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. You got to have something in the
and
background.
when they come back around, do they hit the tree again, or you know, or what? And you know, he was. I didn't see his qualifying flights because I wasn't there, but I did see him practicing, and he really did good. And I'm just saying, no bad, you know, nothing bad about Dave Fitzgerald's flying. It's just that it just seems like you know, he's always at least in the top three, but most of the time he wins. And
It's him and Orestes and
yeah.
but you got some coming along like Todd Lee doing very
Todd.
well.
Yeah,
and
Dennis Adamation,
Derek Berry.
Dennis Adamation had the worst nationals of his entire life this year. In fact, the 2024 nationals did not happen. Okay. Any questions on that?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
So the 2024 nationals did not happen. All right.
Oh,
that's my take on it. I flew my first nationals in 1965, and this is the first nationals I did not get all my flights.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
did not.
What
my
happened?
goodness.
Yeah, that's crap.
What was the reason for that? Wind?
I don't know. Got thinking about it later on when I got home. I had at least 5 airplanes that fly better than the one that I chose to fly.
Oh.
And I probably could have flown a better pattern with those 5 plus a couple of old timers. I would have probably done better with. Airplane wasn't right. I did do some stuff when I got home though. I rebuilt the stab on it. I figured out the stab was flexing, and that made a huge improvement in it. So it's already better. But then the motor shut off on me unexpectedly, and so I'm now in the process of chasing down an electric problem that just arbitrarily shuts things off. So
that's no fun.
Yeah, that's it. So I got a glow plug issue I'm trying to fix.
Yeah, yeah, maybe you need to change the plug and change the fuel filter. Yeah,
That's it. Clean the filter,
Yeah.
change the plug. I got some bad gas, man.
yeah.
There's nothing free, nothing free in stunt.
Mhm.
No.
No, that's for sure.
But
Perhaps you
so I
should
took it
try,
out last week once and I proved that the stab worked and all set, flew a pattern, did the clover, come out of the clover and it shut the motor shut off, which is like a minute sooner than it was supposed to.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
my.
And then the next day I took the Gypsy back out, which is the airplane I should have flown.
Mhm.
And I flew that 5 times that day. And it was like every flight, I'm like, you dummy.
Dennis.
Why in the hell didn't you fly this airplane?
Mm.
You, and of
Yeah.
course, the conversation with myself
Yeah.
was a lot more colorful than that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was true. I would have done much better flying that or almost any other airplane I got. So,
The plane you brought looked cool though.
you had a lot of pictures taken, a lot of comments, and then people
Yeah,
saw it
that
fly.
didn't earn you any
None of the
points, but
pictures made it
well,
to
maybe
publication.
in
So,
appearance, I don't know. What'd you
well,
get in
crappy.
appearance
I had
judging?
crappy appearance points, but I'm used to that. And
Me too. Me too. I
Well,
feel
you
for you,
didn't.
Dennis.
They don't
I
do
feel for you.
originality anymore.
no, they don't do originality or anything like that. Hell, they don't even do workmanship anymore. So,
They do shine. You got spray
They
shine.
do.
over
Yeah,
there.
I knew that'd
Shine,
get Sparky
baby.
going.
Yeah.
well, I'm going to be on his side on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to be too, because I've watched him build those. I mean, he will not leave a flaw. He just
Well,
won't leave.
the appearance points used to be 4 categories that built up to 40 points, and then, of course they took out originality and realism
And, yeah,
because nobody wanted to be bothered with creativity, and they left workmanship and finish, and somehow the two of them have morphed into shine. All right?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's kind of ironic, over the years, I don't know how many times you've heard that story about that gentleman, Ron Byrne, who built a very incredible Wildcat, incredibly detailed,
Detailed landing
with a
gear and everything.
realistic
Yeah.
finish, a weathered finish, but it wasn't shiny. He got like horrible appearance points because it
Yeah.
wasn't shiny and everything. Oh, that was a travesty. There isn't
Yeah.
anything would happen today that would change that.
Yeah.
If he brought the same airplane out now, he'd
Yeah.
still be back, a few
'Cause
rows. At the very least, he'd be back a few rows. It wouldn't matter. The workmanship he had on it and everything wouldn't count for crap.
Not if I was judging.
Yeah. What World War II airplane did you ever see with a shiny finish? I mean,
Just
they
painted
didn't.
with a mop.
They didn't buff them out, they spray
No.
painted them and they were ready to go.
They
They
painted
want them
them with a
standard.
mop.
Well,
Dull.
spray paint, in the field, I mean, I was looking up a
Yeah.
history book. Of course, I'm interested in the Hawker Typhoon and stuff. But, when they did things like when they did the invasion stripes for D-Day,
Yeah,
they applied those with a brush
with a brush. Yeah,
and an Armstrong ruler. We need 20-inch stripes. That's about 2 handspans worth,
yeah, Armstrong.
Yeah, and why?
Yeah.
Because they had a whole field of airplanes to paint stripes on. They didn't mask them off and
Yeah,
spray them and everything like
yeah.
that.
See, that's the thing. I mean, if you're going for realism, and it's I'm a big offender of that myself because of all the World War II planes that I ever built. It was how much can you sand and buff, and but the funniest story for me was George Aldridge was the CD for the Nationals, and that time you could get 10 through 40, I believe, is the way it was, and I got 11 points.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, even for a young kid, it was pretty heartbreaking. You know, it's like, God, it didn't look that bad, did it?
Yep, that was pretty
Oh, yeah,
bad, but you
yeah, it
know,
was bad. 11 points, boy.
The year my dad came to the Nats, they had a kid there. He was a young guy, probably 14, 15 years old. And he was on the last row. And my dad said, man, that's a shame to put him back there. You know,
Mm,
What, because he was a kid or because the airplane looked good?
the airplane looked pretty decent, but it wasn't, not my
yeah.
standard, but it was decent. It was probably, 13, 14 point
Well,
airplane.
well, first of all, when you think about it, I mean, a 13 or 14-year-old kid can't compete with,
No,
with someone in open or even senior. You're not that good at. You're just lucky to get something that'll fly decent.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
but I
The
I
first,
remember Dennis always had some pretty nice airplanes. I mean, I remember that one. Didn't you have the one that was the V-tail,
yeah,
Dennis?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
saw
thought.
that.
Yeah. What year was that you had that?
starting in 1971 through 78 or something, 79.
Yeah.
I
Did
had,
you
I had, I
did
had a whole, I had like 10 years of them or something
did you
like that.
fly that in uh, Louisiana at Lake? What was it called?
Yeah, I flew it in
Lake Charles.
Lake
Yeah.
Charles. That was 2 years after the Walker Cup airplane.
Did
So
yeah, I
I
couldn't.
flew my first V-tail at the Nats in 71, and then
Yeah,
two,
see, I
three,
judged.
four. And then I went into, then it was just too much uh, just too busy with college and stuff. So I disappeared
Yeah,
for a while and then
yeah.
come back with some more V-tails and whatever.
Well, didn't you fly one in Classic one year recently?
I haven't flown any of them in Classic. I'm
Mm.
Or
There's
flying,
a
I thought you flew one during my judging time, which started in '06. Thought I saw you.
you might have seen my nephew fly if it was in '06. But
Well, I don't know.
I
I
didn't
seemed
even
like I
Was
fly
it a
in
remember a
sweet pea?
V-tail.
Was it a sweet pea, Dennis?
Yeah, well, that was the one I flew back in 71.
A sweet pea?
Yeah.
Mm.
I thought there was a sweet pea at old time one time at the Nats. I thought you guys
Hmm.
flew.
Yeah, maybe that was
No,
it.
I think, well, Keith Trussell built one that was,
Yes.
what was it, a Cal Smith plan or something like that?
All right. Well, Don Cranfield had a sweet pea that Brodak kidded even.
Yeah, the Stinger.
Maybe you're right. Stinger. That's what it was. Stinger. I'm wrong. Stinger's what I think I
But it
saw
was
at the
strongly
Nats.
influenced by the Sweet Pea. It had cheek cowls and had the same
That
kind of tail
you're
on it and
right.
stuff like that. Yeah.
You're right. Stinger.
Mm. Mm.
So hang on a second. Let me see what I've got here.
Well, it looked like we had Len from the Great White North, but
Yeah,
looks like he got called away from the camera.
yeah.
let's see. Let me get to one or
Hey,
two
can
questions.
I okay, here we go. Can I do a share, Sparky?
Let me get to these questions first.
Okay.
So a half-inch higher on the motor thrust line.
Half-inch lower on the thrust line.
Okay. Only question is that there isn't let's see. I can't hardly read this. The only problem is there isn't room to raise the motor.
Exactly. You got to lower the motor.
Got to lower it.
Yeah.
Then he
Put
says,
it center line of the engine, the wing, and be happy with it.
right.
Joe just said, if you put it in the center of the height of the fuselage, that would be the best structural place to put it, because then
That's
you got
right.
wood, equal amount of wood above and below the motor. And that's a great
That's
place for it.
exactly right.
And then with the Vector, I think the wing would be slightly lower than the middle of the fuselage, which don't hurt a thing. And you'll be in good position for a vertical CG and everything that way. Just putting the battery right behind and all that.
Let
So,
me ask you a question, Denny. Do you know how to end the stream on YouTube?
no, I never been there.
You hit end and then when you hit
Yeah, I never
end, you
did that.
end it on YouTube. But other than that, it's not. Let me end this on YouTube and then we'll go to. I'll make you the moderator and the host or whatever. And on
Hey,
I
John
have,
Sukalek is here. Hi,
what I was
John.
gonna I got a bunch of pictures of all my VTOL airplanes, and since we're on the subject, and
Yeah, throw them up.
since I'm feeling all full of myself,
I love it.
Yeah, so John, we're all back in our little boxes now.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta go. My dog's just run off with the paintbrush, so I better go rescue it.
Uh-oh. Good luck.
John.
All right,
We'll catch you
Jonathan.
next
See ya.
time. Okay.
All right.
See
See
you
you,
later, guys.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
we're gonna end the stream on YouTube. I really appreciate you watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you on Friday. Fair winds, tight lines. See you.
See you, Sparky.
No,
Okay.
we're still on.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be on. You can hang on here all night long. I don't care.
Hey, Len